Yeah, I think Rafi, the screen is visible now. Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Perfect. All right. So it's a pretty simple position, and the task is like what they're asking us to do is um, like basically they are trying to figure out if Rook F5 is the correct way to proceed in this position. So the variation that we have to calculate here is Rook F5, King E4, Rook G5, H G5. So is this winning for black or it's a draw? So if the solution will come up to a draw, then we can say that Rook F5 was the wrong decision. Like we should not have played Rook F5. Yeah, we could have tried something else because the position is pretty much alive. Yeah, like it's black has something to play for in the position.
Hmm.
But once you've commit Rook F5, so it's pretty much forcing here. And now we have to figure out if like does black have any winning chances left or it's a draw.
You're asking me, right?
Yes, yes. Now is the question. Yeah. So basically here from here you have to calculate. You have to figure out can black win this or it's a draw.
I I think it's a draw, honestly.
Okay.
Because
What?
ultimately, like, F and G pawns will exchange themselves, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
And then, H4 will need to be played, at which then will be another exchange. And by then, it'll be a rook pawn. And I think the white king will be able to use the stalemate trick at the end. And rook pawns are, impossible to queen like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But what if black will try to bring in the king somehow and not pretty much trade the H pawn?
So he will trade the F pawn for the G pawn, I
Yeah, that's
believe.
that's for sure. I mean, without F6, there is no chance to proceed in
Make
this
progress.
position.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this I think is pretty much forcing.
Hmm.
So King F4 has to be played.
Hmm.
Okay, what next?
Um, well, we can start with maybe G5.
Definitely yes.
Right.
So G5. Okay, what next?
I think
Mm-hmm.
white needs to. Hmm. Okay, let's try King E4 for white.
Okay, King E6 is forced.
Then King. I guess d4. He's gonna play king f5, right?
Sorry, how do you get to d4? You mean king e4?
Yeah, king e4, e6, then king d4, king
Yeah,
f5.
but then king f5, yeah. King e3, king g4, king f2, king h3. That should be winning for black, I guess.
Mm, right. Well then, I think either way, the thing is that the black king, is able to grab this opposition and start pushing the white king back. Like if I go to f3, you'll play f5. If I go to e3, you'll play e5.
Yeah.
Um, and then eventually, I think the white king doesn't have any option but to start moving backwards.
Yeah, but going backward means we will like if we keep going, I mean, if somehow we manage to come to the second rank, then I think black will definitely have like a lot of winning chances, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like okay, let me make it a bit easier for you. So basically in this position, from the three options that white has, one of them draws, other two loses.
I think maybe king f3 might draw.
Okay, king f3, king f5. What next?
I'm sorry, hold on. I take that back. I take that back. I understand now. I'm trying to keep you out of g4. So in that case, I'm going to start with king. So let's just say e3.
King e3, king e5, yeah.
Hmm. Wait. Hold on one second. I don't know, honestly. They
Mhm.
all are looking like Black
All
King
are
is
looking
able to
bad.
come to.
Okay, so actually there is only one trick which saves white. So first of all, let's rule out the obvious moves. Yeah, so this one we saw. If white goes here, then black makes an entry towards the pawn. And I actually think h4 here is probably already winning for black, but okay, this is probably simpler, yeah.
But how is h4 winning? Can I see that real quick?
H4 takes, I think we take with the king. So black's king is in front of the pawn, and black has the opposition.
Hmm.
So I'm pretty sure if king g2, king g4, and king here, he enters.
And if King instead went to f1, the
Here,
yeah here.
I think we still come, yeah, king g3. So basically, whenever the king has already reached the sixth rank in front of the pawn, it
Doesn't
is
matter whose turn it is, right?
doesn't matter. Yeah, it's already winning for the side with the extra pawn.
Okay.
So okay, this is pointless actually. I mean, I think this offers the least resistance. Okay, king e3 might be interesting. I think the point is if black tries to come here, we will come king to uh, well, f3, yeah.
Hmm.
But here I think black will play king e5 first. And when you play king f3, black will use the outflanking technique, right?
He can also go to f5 though, right? Or no?
So actually, no, there is a problem with king f5. You tell me what?
Black will play g4.
Yeah,
I mean,
white
sorry,
will
white
play
will play
g4.
g4.
Exactly. So that means, Rafi, I think now you can already understand the answer, yeah? What should be done here?
Mm. Here we play g4.
No, g4, then h4 will be played.
That's what I was thinking too. Yeah. So we just keep like repeating. We go to f3.
Yes, we directly go to f3 here.
Okay, so let's just say he continues trying the outflanking.
King d5.
Well, I guess if he plays king, yeah, d5, right? Because if e5, then we have e3.
So how to make a draw after this? Is it possible? That I mean, that's the analysis all about actually. Because it was essential for us to spot that if we get this position, then g4 happens,
Mm,
which is I mean, which we can say is practically a draw. But
mm.
what if, I mean, what if after king to uh, f3 he actually goes this one? Because this can be tricky now. Rafi, could you just give me 1 second, please?
Sure.
I'll just be back, okay?
Okay. Are you there, Anwesh?
Hey Rafi, so sorry about that.
No problem, man.
Did you figure out anything?
Not exactly, to be honest with you. I know that.
Yeah,
I mean, like, I think that. Can you go back to the previous position we just had,
yeah, sure.
the end position? Okay, so I feel like the thing is that anytime I play G4, he'll play H4, and I can't really force a trade of G for H pawn. So the best
True.
I can do is try to stick on the H file or something like that.
But that
And
that that won't work, yeah, because he will keep on outflanking.
right,
So so basically this idea, I mean the idea of G4 works only in this particular situation if you come to F3 right now.
right.
Because here you see, yeah, he is not able to come to D5, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he has to come to F5. But we already know if he comes here, we have G4. This is with a check, yeah. He doesn't get time to play H4.
Mm-hmm.
So he has to take, and okay, this is a straight away drawn position. So the other way around is if he plays King E5, but here we have King E3. And when he goes King here, we will still follow him, right?
Mm.
And he still can't win this one. So basically, his only tries to play G4 himself right now.
Wait,
But
what if he? Can you
yeah,
go back for 1 second?
yeah, sure.
So if he goes to C5, we go to E4.
Yeah,
I
now he
imagine.
cannot go too far. Yeah, I mean, he will risk losing both his pawns. So he will have to
And
neutralize.
right, and if he plays H4 instead, we're just in time to catch the pawn, right?
Yes, H4 we just take, and okay, we need to come to this. This is the zone, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we will just play King E2.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Okay.
going to be a draw.
Yep.
So basically, this position was designed in such a way that even after you spot the idea of this particular idea,
Mm-hmm.
you still have to be very accurate and not play King E4 here. You have to play King F3 straight away. Because if you go King F3, I mean King E4, King E6, and now King F3, hoping he will come here, that won't work. He will outflank you right now. So the
Mm-hmm.
problem of this position is you cannot contain the king. Yeah? The king will somehow manage to enter.
Yes.
And this is the commonest technique. There will be a right time for G4 move, basically. So whenever black gets that, he will win this position. So I think pretty much King D3 here should be working for him. So King D3, and if we go King F3, G4.
Yeah.
So something like this, and he is right on time, yeah.
Right.
So Rook F5 was actually a mistake. By the way, this was played in the game, and Black actually thought he's winning. Completely forgot about King F3 and G4, and the game was drawn.
Mm. There's
So
still a lot to calculate from that position of Rook F5.
yes, and we don't have an option actually because I think normally, like just look at it from a very practical point of view, without calculation. I mean, I think Rook F5 forces the exchange of the rooks, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you are a pawn up in a simple king pawn endgame position. I think Rook F5 will be the move which a lot of players will consider here.
Right. Even if they don't cannot calculate all the way to the end, right?
Yeah, even if you cannot calculate, at least somebody will look at this variation, right? I mean, something like this, and somehow understand that okay, black is up a pawn, black can play f5, f4, and probably win the game instantly.
Mm-hmm.
So based on this assumption, somebody might play rook f5, and after king e4 realize that okay, this is not enough to win. But on the other hand, you also see it's not easy to also defend as white. White has to be very accurate while defending.
Yeah.
but yeah, we don't have a choice. That's the problem. We have to. Uh, I mean, in order to like play a very precise endgame, you have to calculate it. And the, I mean, the tricky part is while we get a position like this, we are already, running out of time. Yeah, we are short on clock actually.
Hmm.
So it makes things even more difficult. So that's why I said like king pawn endgame has to be like dealt with calculation, but some parts you can skip with understanding as well. Like for example, there is not a huge reason to calculate this position for a very well, like let's say with an increased depth of analysis, there is no point. You can pretty much leave this position here itself because f5 f4 is unstoppable, and that should be winning for black. So that you for example, you have like 30 seconds remaining on clock. Okay, so
Yeah.
imagine, yeah, if you start calculating, you will run out of time. So you just need to play these moves. So few things just based on theoretical understanding, few things on calculation. Actually, that's why I have separated these things. You can say I have given you the basics like this, yeah. So how to differentiate which rank it is, whose turn it is, and things like that. So I have tried to make it as easy as possible.
Right. Yeah.
So, I mean, yeah, it will be much easier when you go through this one that way. So once you sit with these positions and have a look at these positions, it will be much easier.
Yeah. Makes sense.
All right. Uh, I do have another situation for us to analyze. So basically, yeah, this was the position. So this is from one of my games where I was, well, you can say not highly rated. Um, but still, the end game knowledge helped a lot to win the game. And
Isn't
you
that
will,
your opponent in this game? Isn't he like a grandmaster now?
yes, he is, yes.
Like a little Indian kid, right? That's very high rated.
No, he's my age group. I mean, this guy is not little for sure. He's like a big guy.
Oh, there's another kid that I'm thinking of. Maybe his name is Misha or something like that.
You mean Abhimanyu Mishra, yeah?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah, yeah, no, but he's from US, right? Abhimanyu Mishra. I mean, yeah, Indian origin, but he plays for the US Federation, I guess.
Oh, okay, okay. I gotcha.
Hmm.
Anyway, go. Sorry, keep going.
Yeah, so you can see we pretty much got a position, something very similar to what we just saw, just the colors were reversed.
Mm.
So it's like almost like a you can actually make a small comparison here. So so you can see a pawns on the fifth rank. So basically fourth from black's perspective and sixth rank here. And this is exactly what almost I got here. Yeah.
Yeah,
So very similar situation you can say. Only difference is in this position it was G and H pawn, and in this position it was F and G pawn.
yeah,
So from my analysis, like I actually remembered working on that position before this game, and before I played G4, I remembered this pawn structure, and I could also understand the difference that since I have a pawn on F4, this G5 is not a big problem for me because I won't be trying to go like this. Yeah, no way. I have so many easier routes to enter the position
uh,
because
yeah.
the only way, like actually, if I mess things up, it will be something like this. If I go here and allow him to play, let's say G5.
Okay, I see.
Now
Yeah,
now it's a draw basically. But there is no way I will be going to enter this position like this. I mean, it's probably the worst route white can actually take here.
right.
So, but still, even in this position, yeah, we still need to see. So king e7, you will see white uses the outflanking technique here and plays g5. So very similar to the previous positions, black's move g4, white also uses g5. So king d6, f5. king here, and f6.
Let's see. Yeah.
And this is already winning, but you can still see white outflanks. So white outflanks. And okay, can you find the win now for white after king f8?
Sure. Let's go with king c7.
King c7. Okay, king f7, I believe.
King d7. Oh. Okay, king e6.
And king e8.
Uh, f7. King d6.
Very good. So this is actually the correct way of winning this position. You pretty much need to sacrifice the f pawn and make an outflanking one more time.
Can we play it out? I still want to be able to see it all the way to the end. Yeah. So
Sure.
king d7.
Mm-hmm.
King e6. e7.
Yeah.
f6.
Mm-hmm.
f7. Takes. Now hold on. f8. Sorry, f6. King f6.
So bet always, Rafi, in such situations, yeah, it's always better to go to h6, and on the other side, it's easier to go to a6. There is like just one small detail to it. So let's say if you go f6, yeah, hypothetically, I might play king h7 now.
There's that stalemate trick.
Yeah.
I had a game like this where I messed it up. I remember.
Yes, exactly. So it's easier to go to king h6, so that now if he, I mean, he cannot do any stalemate tricks on this side, yeah, you will just go up.
Right.
So he has to come here, and then we just play g6 and g7.
Uh,
So it's much easier if you go to this side. And this is only valid when you have the G pawn. If it was the F pawn or some other pawns, any side is fine. Both are winning. Here also, this is winning, by the way. I mean, even after this, you can play this and you pretty much get the position one more time, yeah? And then go to h6.
Right.
So you can just repeat it and then win. But okay, I mean, it's easier to just play king h6 on the first go. You don't want to get caught up in some photographic draw claim issues and stuff like that, yeah.
Right. Right.
Okay. So you see how like I mean in the game I think my opponent here played king to e8, which made I think he was going for a stalemate trick like this, you know. I mean, if I promote to a queen, it's a stalemate kind of thing.
You can
So
get a
he
rook, right?
yeah, I just got a rook and okay, then it was I mean then he resigned, I think. So basically, but of course, I mean, it's quite easy to see that here, other than queen, any other promotion pretty much wins the game.
And you can also play king f6.
And yes, king f6 is the quickest way to win because then you promote a queen and checkmate.
Yeah.
So he was trying. Okay, I mean, he was just trying for the trick, but originally I just knew that if you play king f8, there is f7 straight away. So you don't even have to like make some moves with the king. Straight away f7 wins.
Okay. Gotcha.
And this is how basically your learning of king pawn endgames helps you in practical games like this.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. We will go for one more position. Um, so this is actually a tricky one. Just want to see if it's possible for us to calculate all the way and to the end. The
Okay.
question is white to play, and we have to make a draw. So basically, we have to figure out if we can manage to make it a draw.
Like you're saying white is trying to draw here, right?
Yes, yes, white has to make a draw, of course. So black has some pretty weird threats, right? So white has to find a way how to defend against the rook f2 move, bishop b6 move, and all that stuff. I mean, it has to start with something with the king for sure, yeah?
Yeah. Well, not king g2 because we still have the same problem, right? It
Yeah,
has to be king g3 or g1.
yes, of course.
So I think
Have to start with king g3, yeah?
yeah, king g1 runs into rook f2, I think, right?
Yes, I mean, it's probably like not necessary to also remain, in the same diagonal, yeah, like just logically speaking.
Yeah,
So yeah, king g3. So at least now bishop b6 is taken care of because we have a check and rook h2, right?
right.
So he will start with rook f2. Okay, we have to give a check pretty much,
Mm,
or you have something else in your mind?
I see that we have to give a check, but
Mhm.
not sure if I'm seeing the follow up after king g6.
So rook h5 is forced actually. King g6 is also forced. So we don't have time to take this. He will capture this guy. That's losing for us, yeah, because the pawn is of the correct color, you can say. So I mean, if it was a light square bishop, then I think we can even just take it and rush to this point, yeah, which will be a draw. That's what we call a concept of the wrong square. But
Right.
here we cannot use that. So we have to make a move with the rook, and it has to be, well, some sort of an attacking move, especially towards the bishop, because other than that, we don't have anything.
Okay. Yeah, that's right. It has to be king rook. Uh, rook d5.
Rook d5. Rook h8 makes no sense, yeah, just bishop b6 or rook d2. Both are winning for him.
Mm,
So rook d5, well, he cannot support further. He has no checks here. So bishop b6 is forced. Okay, what next?
mhm. What's next is
So now we are almost, you can say, entering the phase where we pretty much have to calculate the king pawn endgame.
right.
So you can start your analysis. From here, actually, it's pretty I mean, you can calculate. It's not that difficult, at least.
Okay, so it'll be basically rook d6, king, you know,
F5.
f5 or something, rook takes. He'll take on f3, king takes back, then he'll take on b6.
Mm-hmm.
Then king e3, king e5, king d3, king d5, king c3, king c5. If king b3, then Either way, basically we are well, actually, hold on. King b3, king b5.
Mm-hmm. And what's that position for us?
It looks like we're losing actually
Yeah,
now.
definitely, yes, because black has the opposition and he's in front of the pawn, yeah?
Right. So instead, okay, so king rook d6, king f5 takes, rook takes, king takes f3, it takes b6, then king f3, king e5, king e3, king d5, king d3, king c5. King c3, b5, no, king c3. Wait. What's wrong with this line right here? So with king c3, then he plays b5. We're fine, I think, because he now pushed the pawn in front of the king,
Mm-hmm.
or beside the king at least.
Yeah.
If he doesn't play that, if he plays king b5, then we play king b3.
Uh-huh.
What line was I looking at last time? This, like, how did I get to the other position?
Mm, I think you kind of skipped a move from both sides. So the variation you were looking at was rook d6 check, rook b6, rook f3, and now it's white to play. So here you can see black is having the opposition and black wins.
Wait, so what did I miss?
So in this position, we have to like pass on the move to black basically.
Oh, so basically, okay. Oh, I see what's going on here. Okay, I got it now.
Mhm.
We need to play king g2 here.
Yes, we wait basically in this position. We don't commit anything. We just wait with the king on g2. So now if he saves his rook someplace, we also just will play somewhere, yeah. And it's the a pawn, so it's going to be an easy draw. Like there is nothing special for black to even try in that position. Uh, if we don't, like if he doesn't, so if he goes for this now, it's the same position, but it's black's turn. So black has to like okay, keep playing this, but now it's a drawn position, and I'm pretty sure white is well within the range of the pawn, yeah. So this is the zone basically. So yeah,
Right.
white's king is safely situated already.
Gotcha.
So
Gotcha.
this king g2 is the critical move, which is very easy to miss, especially when you start calculating from this point, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I had one more position to discuss. I think we'll just have a look at this one as well.
Okay.
So just 1 second. Yeah. Okay. Okay. This one is black's turn. So the question is, can black win this somehow, or it's a draw?
Black. You said black to move, right?
Yes.
Um, it would be. I think black can at least try that outflanking idea.
How?
Okay. So I think maybe try we can try king e4.
Okay, king e2. It's okay if we don't move the pieces, yeah?
Yeah, that's fine.
Mm-hmm. King e2.
King. Uh, if king d4, then I think he can just play king f3, right?
Yes. Yeah.
So we need
So here,
we
here the biggest problem is black's pawns are like disconnected, and
yeah,
also black has this H pawn, yeah. So whatever uh black can manage to do, it has to be with only this guy.
right. Okay, so king e4, king e2, then we I guess have to play f4,
Yeah, f4, king f2. It's kind of forced.
f3,
King f1,
king e3,
king e1.
um hmm. If king f3, then there's king f1, and that's a draw. I'm sorry, f2, king f1, king f3 is a draw, so
Mm-hmm.
e2. Need to think about king e2, king e4, f4, king. You said after f4, king e1 you played, right?
Uh so king e4, king e2, f4, king f2.
F3, king, you played e1, right?
Yes, f3, king e1.
Um, I don't know. Honestly, I'm not.
Mhm.
It's maybe could the idea possibly be to come around the other side and give up the f pawn and try to grab the h pawn? But how
Um,
do I do that even? Like he's gonna take away g3 from me.
Yeah, hang on a second. Let's play a few moves. So basically this is the position, right, which is bothering us.
Yeah.
Okay. So we cannot come around because this pawn is not defended, right? He will straight up go and grab it.
Right.
So I mean here opposition obviously, as you can see, cannot work because these pawns are fixed, right? So if we play in this way, this is going to be a stalemate straight away
Hmm.
because there are no moves with the H pawn or anything like that. So that's going to be a draw.
Hmm.
So opposition doesn't work. Outflanking also is not going to work for very obvious reasons. So what's the next technique that you should use from the things that we have learned? Uh, well, I mean the basic ones.
Triangulation.
Triangulation, yes. Basically, you need to just pass on the move to white here.
So basic. Okay, I gotcha. I gotcha. So we need to play king e5.
Yes, very good. So I have to play. Well, actually, it doesn't matter, but I think I have to play king f2.
No, what if you play king e1?
Okay, you got to triangulate now.
I guess I play king f5.
But king f5,
You can
yes,
just again come back to f1 though, right?
yeah. But f1, then you play king e4, yeah, and the move is passed.
Hmm.
See, this was the position, right? So here it is black to play. Okay, you play king e5, king e1, king f5. I have to come to f1. I don't have any other choice because if I go f2, then king f4, and you enter here.
Mhm.
So you have to go here, and now it's white's turn, the exact same position.
So base. Okay.
And yeah,
Still a little confusing to me for some reason. Like I see the triangulation where you go take a step back and then you go to the
hang on.
side.
Maybe this makes a bit easier. So let's just have a look at this position. Yeah. So in this particular position, it is black's turn, right? So when you play king here, here, you are making a triangle, right?
Right.
So we play this. White will play here. We play this. So two arms of the triangle are complete.
Uh-huh.
Important to notice that white does not have any move. Like for example, if white plays king f2, then we don't need to triangulate. Okay, there is no point of triangulating. We will just take opposition.
Right.
So only for king f1 we will triangulate. So now basically three arms are completed and it's white's turn now, the same position.
And if he plays e1 here is when we go just there, right?
And we just win in a simpler way. I mean, yeah, you have to avoid queening instantly. Like you cannot promote a queen here because it's going to be a stalemate. But yeah, we can use the same king f3, or we can make a rook or a bishop or a knight. Anything will be winning. So this is fine, I guess. So this is the position which you have to understand that here triangulation works. So we just need to make a triangle like this.
Right.
And here I think uh, the order doesn't matter. Like this way is possible. I mean, these three squares. Also possible is this. I'm pretty sure king f5 also triangulates here.
Mm. The entire
King,
idea is to go like I'm still trying to understand this triangulation concept. Is it that you go backwards, then side, and back to the other same file again, or is it, or you're saying you can go to either direction? You can go back, then side, and then come back to the same file, or you can go step to the side and then come back to the same file.
and when you say back, both of
Okay,
these moves will be
so
considered back, right?
basically what you're saying is that king e5, f5, e4 is the same as king f5 E5, E4.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
So this is this. I mean, this and this should be the same in this particular position at least.
Okay, I gotcha.
Okay. So, I mean, just for so that it becomes a bit easier for you, I have actually given this position and also like some explanations and some variations. So it will be much easier when you go through this study actually. Like things will be much more easier once you go through this entire study. You just need to play the moves, like read some small comments. That's pretty much it.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I gotcha.
So I think I mean, with this much of King Pawn Endgame, I can at least say that the basic ones are pretty much over. Now, I mean, it's your task actually. And from our next session, we are supposed to start with the pawn race. So the initial ones are quite easy. So you can have a look at the pawn races as well. I mean, if you get time in this week beforehand, before our lesson. Or else
Okay.
anyway, I mean, going to explain you, so no problem there.
Okay, I gotcha. Okay, yeah, maybe I'll go over some of these with your friend or with your
Yes.
other student
Yeah.
part time.
Yeah, sure, sure. Of course, you can.
Okay, sounds good,
Okay.
man.
Okay. Well,
Thank you.
okay,
This was
thank you.
very helpful. This
Yeah,
is
yeah.
all new stuff to me. As you can see, I do not know any of this stuff.
Uh,
Even
which is a which is a bit surprising, Rafi, because I mean, I think considering your rating and your middle game and opening preparation, if we make a draw a comparison line, yeah, I
Mhm.
think these end games you should be like knowing already.
Yeah, I've literally never seen these positions before.
I
I've
mean, I can
come
understand.
across them maybe to some extent, but I've never like studied them.
Yeah, and also studying these end games also on your own can be a bit boring and tricky. Like you need somebody to explain some concepts at least. I mean, just by reading the books, it's going to be a bit difficult.
Right, yeah.
So it's necessary to have someone, yeah. It's kind of like, maths and physics, yeah.
Right,
It's like even if everything is written, you still need somebody to explain what is going on there, at least
right.
once.
Yeah, exactly.
So, but yeah, okay. But I think we can probably wrap up for today.
Okay, sounds good, man. Thank you.